Kushina Uzumaki Namikaze slowly strokes her pregnant 8-month belly, but her gaze drifts to her girls, all of them her students from time to time. The first is Anko Materashi, age 8 and former apprentice of known trader Orochimaru of Densetsu no Sannin. The second is Hana Inuzuka, age 6 and daughter of her best friend Tsumi Inuzuka. Third is Kurenai Yuhi, age 8 as well and very proficient in Jinjutsu. The last is Yugeo Yuzuki, age 8 and her formal apprentice in Kinjutsu. Sensei, do you know what the gender of your baby will be? Yugeo asks, her purple hair gathered in a loose ponytail and her chocolate eyes curious. Kushina rubs her belly with a soft smile. A boy, and we're naming him Naruto, she says. Fishcake, Hana says, confusion in her dark eyes and her brown hair in a ponytail as well. No. Maelstrom, and it's the name of the main character in Lord Jiraiya's book, Kushina replies. I bet he'll be handsome like the Yonde, Manko comments, a twinkle in pupil-less brown eyes and her black-blue hair in a fan ponytail. He might get Lady Kushina's red hair too, Kurenai comments, her black hair free, and Kushina laughs, and looks down into her red eyes. You never know, but girls. I need you to promise me something. Kushina starts and gets their attention. If something happens to me or Minato, promise me you'll protect Naruto, Kushina states, and all of them nod. We promise, Sensei, all them say in unison. However, their pact would be put to the test as Kushina died the night of Naruto's birth. The Kyuubi no Yoko was released upon their village and many were killed, including their beloved Yondaime Hokage, sealing the titanic fox inside their son. The former Sandaime heroes and Sarutobi retook the office of Hokage, and a bit of naivety announced Naruto was the Jinchuriki of the said beast. The news was met by rage and hatred for the newborn, forcing the Kage to create a law that no one could speak about the Kyuubi, but this would grossly fail. They did their best to keep Naruto safe, but for against an entire village? Each of them met Naruto at different stages of his life, with Hana being the first, as the 5-year-old blonde brought a small fox kit to her family's clinic. Hana tried to make friends with the cute little blonde and succeeded, but her younger brother ruined it. Next was Yugeo, as she was his Anbu guard and protected him from various mobs. The 7-year-old often called her his big sister Neko, but all could she do was protect him from afar. Anko and Kurenai were the next to meet the now 10-year-old blonde, after his first day of the academy, but finding him after a group of former graduates and Chunin had brutally assaulted him. The four of them stayed with the blonde until he woke up and begged the Hokage for one of them to take him in, but the older man refused. Over the next 3 years, the four Ice Queens, as they were now dubbed, did their best to protect Naruto and putting themselves in a positions to help. Yugeo became an Anbu captain, while Hana went into the Hunter Court. Anko became second in command to Ibiki Morino of the TNI department, with Kurenai becoming the Jinjutsu mistress of Konoha. 13 years post-Kyuubi incident. Naruto Uzumaki clutches his head and looks around to find himself in what appeared to be a tomb. What happened, he thought. The last thing he remembers were a bunch of civilians and shinobi chasing him for their annual fox hunt. That's right. Someone used a Datenjutsu, but where am I? Naruto says. You find yourself in the tomb of a creature of a bygone era, a voice says, but the tone was raspy. Naruto whips around in fear but see nothing around. Hello, he whispers. Forgive me, but I seem unable to move. So just follow my voice, Naruto Uzumaki, the voice says. Naruto looks around in fear, but bats suddenly swirl around him and he runs towards his right. Good. A little closer, the voice says. Naruto continues to look around in fear. I wish my big sisters were here, he whispers, but falls on his butt as moonlight shines into the tomb. There now. You can see me, the voice says. Naruto's blue eyes were wide as opposite him was a severely emaciated man on a stone throne, wearing really old clothes he didn't recognize. Who are you? Naruto says, his tone frightened. The man slowly leans forward to show his face and his haunting steel blue eyes, something that should never see the light of day, but fortune has smiled upon me, he says. Leaning back into the shadows. Why? Naruto says. The man raises his left hand and clenches his fist. Fear. Naive people feared my power and locked me away. Quite like you. People hate and fear you too, the man says. Naruto furrows his brow and a scowl forms on his face. Why would you care? He says. I don't, but your thoughts are quite an open book. Why do they hate me? Who are my parents? Why can't they leave me alone? Shall I go on? The man says, making Naruto more upset. Shut up, Naruto shouts, and the man gives off a raspy laugh. Sorry, I meant no offense, but what would do if you had those answers? What if you had the power to change things? Get the respect you richly deserve. Explore the feelings you have for your big sisters, the man says, his voice hypnotic. Naruto didn't realize what stood before him, but he slowly nods and the man grins, showing enlarged canine teeth. Good, now come closer. I will give you gift. Power beyond the ages, the man says. Naruto slowly makes his way towards the stone throne but stops as the man raises his right hand, before cutting open his left wrist and thick black blood flows into a small stone bowl. Drink and become my progeny. Just as I was dubbed the No-Life Prince. I shall name thee Naruto Uzumaki. No-Life Duke, the man declares. Naruto slowly kneels and picks up the bowl, before drinking down the black blood but his eyes widen. Naruto drops the bowl and starts to cough violently as it seemed liquid fire was going down his throat, causing him to scream and claw at his throat. Naruto's screams echo through the tomb as his body convulses and slowly changes, his peach skin pales a shade. His ocean blue eyes gain a steely tint as the whites of his eyes turn black as night and back to normal. Naruto continues to writhe on the floor as the man starts to crack. Live. Naruto. My new son, he utters, breaking down into ashes. Naruto screams Peter out and he lays motionless, but after a full 10 minutes the blonde slowly rises to his feet. I think the demon fell in here. Fuck, it is dark. Who wants to go in there? Several voices say. Naruto looks up to the hole with his eyes glowing in the dark and a wide smile forms on his face, enough to split his face. Music groove addicts, the beast at our door. On the surface a mob of about 20 people made of civilians and shinobi were staring at the hole created by a jonin of the group. Damn it, Jiro. Why did you have to use a jutsu? One Kunoichi shouts. She wears the standard Konoha uniform of a blue long-sleeve shirt, dark blue pants and olive green flak jacket. She has long blonde hair and brown eyes with a chubby face and a mole under her right eye. Fuck you, Maki. I thought I'd catch the demon brat, Jiro snaps. He is a nondescript jonin with the standard Konoha uniform with black hair and eyes. Well, one of you will have to go in there and drag the demon brat out, another says. He has bluish white hair and a ratty face, wearing a Konoha uniform with chunin vest. Oh, don't worry. You won't have to do all that, a voice hisses and everyone looks around but see no one. Suddenly a civilian screams as his throat was ripped out by something unseen. What was that? Maki shouts. Who the fuck is here? Another shouts. Sadistic but childish laughter echoes around the mob as a thick fog rolls in. Death is here, the voice croons. The ninja in the group whip out their weapons but several screams erupt as the civilians were pulled into the fog, with snaps and bones breaking as blood pools on the ground. Damn it, someone get rid of this mist, Jiro shouts. A second Kunoichi expels a gust of wind and the fog blows away to see the corpses of civilians in pieces, causing her to scream, but suddenly her head falls from her shoulders with a spray of blood. The remaining shinobi look around with frantic eyes. Tinker Tailor. Soldier Sailor. What will you do, Mizuki-sensei? The voice calls out, before a black shadow bum rushes the group. Mizuki looks around as a ninja has his head ripped from his shoulder, then a kunoichi cut in half by the very shadows. Damn it. Katen Gakakayu no Jutsu, Jiro shouts, expelling a jet of flames but only hits Maki, her dying screams filling the area as she rolls around in agony. Oh, too bad. You missed me, the voice mocks. Mizuki pulls a large Fuma shuriken from his back but his body lurches forward and blood spews from his mouth. Mizuki looks back and his eyes widen to see the bloody form of Naruto, Demon B brat. He sputters, as Naruto rips his hand out. Guilty, but I am far worse now, Naruto sneers, showing 2 rows of sharp teeth. Jiro and the remaining ninja see Mizuki collapse. Finally showed your true colors, you fucking brat, Jiro shouts. Naruto says nothing but tilts his head with a blank look on his face. Bored now, he says, and make a fist. Jiro was about to charge Naruto but the very shadows on the ground bubble and burst through their bodies. Naruto quickly comes down from his high and collapses to his knees, then to his side as all their blood flows towards him, and into his body as his passes out. Music end, scene break. Anko, Kurenai, Hana and Yugeo race through the forests outside Konoha in search of Naruto. Damn it. Why does Hokage-sama allow this to continue? Anko hisses. It doesn't matter. We need to find Naruto, Kurenai says. Hana sniffs the air and her breath hitches. Up ahead. I smell Naruto but also a lot of blood, she says, with a shaky tone, and all of them pick up speed. The group reaches a small clearing and gasp at over 20 mutilated bodies, but in the center was a motionless Naruto. Naruto, Anko shouts and rushes towards him. She quickly kneels down and turns him on his back to check for a pulse but doesn't get one in first the few seconds, causing tears to form, but a beat echoes and she quickly picks him. We need to go now. He's fading, Anko shouts and the others gasps, before they all race back to the village. 10 minutes later the 4 were in the hospital with Naruto in Anko's arms. Medic. She shouts. A few Mednin rush to them but see who it is and attempt to turn away, but the combined ki of the four was enough to force them to take care of Naruto. "I'll get Lord Hokage," Yugeo says and vanishes, via leaf shunshin. The others follow the Mednin and wait for some hopefully good news scene break. Naruto makes his way through a sewer in ankle-deep blood. Soon his trek reaches a set of iron gates with a paper marked with a seal on it. "So my warden graces me with his presence and stinking of the accursed leech," a voice growls. Two large red eyes with black slits open within the darkness of the cell, causing Naruto's eyes to narrow. "Kyuubi," Naruto says and a wide grin forms in the cell. Perceptive little leech Kyuubi hisses. "Why do you call me leech?" "Because of what I am now," Naruto says. "Of course. You need blood to survive like a leech, but at least you won't be weak," Kyuubi states, revealing himself as a large orange fox with human arms and upper body. "Oh, I'm no longer weak. Thanks to those idiots, I now have the knowledge of several ninja and their skills." "Seems a moment of weakness helped," Naruto says. "Don't believe it will help you. Now leave me, leech," Kyuubi says. In the waking world, the four ice queens and the Sandaime wait for Naruto to awaken, but the blonde slowly sits up. "Naruto-kun," Hiruzen says. Naruto slowly opens his eyes and it gives the older man pause. "Hey Gramps. Big sisters," he says. "Thank God you're alright," Hiruzen says. "When were you gonna tell me I hold the Kyuubi?" Naruto says and Hiruzen freezes, causing the old man to look grim. "I'm sorry Naruto-kun, but I wanted to give you a normal childhood but I failed," Hiruzen says, but Anko scoffs. "Then why announce his status?" Lord Third Anko says. "Too many people saw the Kyuubi. I needed to calm the people," Hiruzen explains. Naruto shifts to dangle his legs off the bed. "A lot of good it did, and because of it I nearly died," he starts. "However, thanks to it, I was reborn," Naruto says, shocking them. Naruto begins to explain the night's events as Mizuki lured him to the mob, how they chased him into the forests outside the village. Jiro opening the tomb and him falling inside, to meeting the No-Life Prince and becoming the new No-Life Duke. At the end of the explanation, the five were shocked by the amount of information, but the Sandaime looks even more grim. "Naruto-kun, why would you take such a deal?" Hiruzen says. "Why not, Gramps? If I hadn't I would be dead. Now I have power and no one can hurt me anymore," Naruto replies. The blonde could feel the power coursing through his veins, his vision was sharper, his hearing able to hear the heartbeats of his big sisters and Gramps. Suddenly Anko pulls Naruto into her chest and he feels her warmth and scent, which was making him hungry but ignored it. "It doesn't matter what you become. We care about you," Anko says. Anko's right. "You're our little brother," Hana says, as Kurenai and Yugeo nod. Hiruzen could even smile at the sentiment. "Listen Naruto-kun. These four have a connection to your parents," he starts. "They know my mom but they couldn't tell me her name," Naruto interjects and Hiruzen sighs, giving the four a look. "I see. Well, her name was Kushina Uzumaki, but your father. I cannot tell you per his wishes, but I will tell you. He loved you with all his heart," Hiruzen states and Naruto slowly nods. "So how will Naruto deal with his new changes?" Hana says. "I'm sure the prisons are filled with people scheduled for execution or some fool trying to kill me," Naruto states. "I can't have you strolling through the prisons or killing the villagers, but I will think of something," Hiruzen says. "What about the academy?" "No way he can go back," Anko says. Hiruzen sighs and rubs his forehead. "Then there is the council," he says. "Tell them it is a Kekkei Genkai. I don't know if this can be passed down to children, but frankly I don't care," Naruto says. 3 years later, Hiruzen sits behind his desk with his gaze of the 16-year-old before him but looks more like 18. He stands about 5 foot 9 inches with a lean but muscular frame, his blonde hair shaved on the sides with the remaining hair slicked back, having several black streaks. After the incident 3 years ago, Hiruzen placed Naruto into the Anbu under Yugeo, but he didn't expect that the blonde would adapt to it like a fish in water. Naruto was now an Anbu captain, codename Kyuketsuki or Vampire, and his most trusted member. "Take off your mask Naruto-kun," Hiruzen says. Naruto pulls down the beaked hood of a black dress uniform jacket, which features orange lining along the torso with the lower half of the coat forming two tails, revealing a poly white mask with no mouth or nose but the left eye covered by a black eye patch and the right socket having a black tear streak. "Something wrong, Gramps?" Naruto asks. His outfit consists of black combat breeches with suspenders into calf-length combat boots, outfitted with several seals. A long-sleeve and form-fitting gray shirt that accented his every muscle, over which is a high-collar black but sleeveless uniform jacket with an orange zipper, buttons on the waist and black gloves. "I will need you to join a genin team in a month," Hiruzen says and Naruto frowns, rubbing his neck with his left hand in his pocket. You're demoting me to Genin, Naruto asks, but Hiruzen shakes his head. No, you will be a Chunin and you won't have to do D ranks either, but I want you look after Sasuke Uchiha and Hinata Hyuga. Sasuke is a flight risk and Hiashi Hyuga wants his daughter protected outside the village. So who better than Kyuketsuki, Hiruzen explains. Naruto sighs once again with a look to his father's picture. Alright, but if he shows any signs of running, I'll ask to have him locked up and milked until his balls fall off, he says. Of course, and happy hunting. I know you have a special night planned, Hiruzen says, and Naruto grins, heading to the window. That is true. They all need to be fed, Naruto says and hops out the window, bursting into a murder of crows and flying off. Scene break. Naruto arrives at his apartment complex in the heart of the red light district, now owned by him and renovated by him as well. The blonde purchased the building a year after joining Anbu and, thanks to Shadow Clonus, renovated the place to his liking with one floor as a workout room with a jacuzzi heated by seals. Meditation floor and another 4 floors for rent, with the top floor as his own. Naruto pulls the keys from his pocket and unlocks the door and slips off his boots. Anyone here? Naruto shouts. In the living room a pair of voices shout. Naruto makes his way inside to find Hana and Kurenai on the sofa with Hana's Ninken. The Heimaru triplets were there as well. Naruto smiles warmly and takes a seat on the love seat, and the oldest of the triplets, named Shiro, approaches for scritches. His sister Suki and brother Hiro soon followed. So what did Lord Third want? Kurenai asks. He wants me to join a Genin team. A protection detail of Sasuke and Hinata, Naruto explains, and Kurenai frowns. She's become no different than her father now, Kurenai comments, and Suki comes up to comfort her. Don't remind me, both have become very snobbish. Will you still take a team? Naruto asks. Kurenai rubs Suki's head in thought. If you plan to turn us tonight, it wouldn't be prudent, she says, giving him a look. Naruto sheepishly rubs the back of his head. True, and Gramps gave us the go-ahead. So when Yugeo and Anko get here, I'll start, he says, and as if on K, the door opens as Yugeo and Anko enter the apartment. Your timing is impeccable. Gramps has given us the green light, Naruto says, and Anko giggles. So we finally get to become sexy vampires with our Naruto, Anko says, and Naruto smirks. We also get to clip the diseased roots from the great tree, Naruto adds. Hana puts her pups into their room and made her way to Naruto's bedroom. The room houses a triple the size 4-poster bed with dark sheets and curtains, bookcase and large closet. Naruto sits on his floor and sees as the 4 were kneeling in front of him in a semicircle. Taking this step is taking our relationship to the next level. No longer will we be just siblings. We'll be bonded forever, he starts, and all of them nod. We promised Lady Kushina to protect you. So this is us continuing that promise, Yugeo says. Plus we can become lovers properly and help you rebuild the Uzumaki clan, Anko says. Naruto sighs and rolls up his sleeve to cut open his wrist, allowing black-red blood to flow into 4 black goblets. Now drink and become my dark ice queens, Naruto declares. Each slowly picks up the goblets and eye the black-red liquid, then slowly drink the contents, but as soon as they finish, they drop the goblets and immediately clutch their throats with muffled screams, into convulsions and writhing in pain. Naruto watches with his gaze transfixed on their slowly changing forms, their skin paling a shade, and for Anko, her curse mark breaking down, and vanishing. Kurenai's red eyes glow brightly and turn to glowing purple, but return to normal as the white of her eyes turn black and back to normal as well. The same thing happens to Hana, Anko and Yugeo, with small hisses escaping their mouth to reveal their now long canines. The 4 soon stop moving as Naruto rises off the floor, but the 4 start to move, setting their gaze on Naruto with hisses of delight. Now then, shall we call the roots? Naruto croons, and all 4 grin, with glowing purple eyes and gleaming teeth. Unknown location. Danzo Shimura, known as the Shinobi no Yami, an elder of Konoha, makes his way through his underground base of his private Anbu known as Root or Neb. The sound of his brown cane clacks along a bridge, but 2 men appear in front of him in a kneeling position. Lord Danzo. Our sensor reports 5 individuals infiltrating, one says, his name being Fuu Yamanaka. Do our sensors recognize them? Danzo says. One has a very large chakra pool. It may be the Jinchuriki, the second says, his name is Toruna Burame. Danzo grips his cane with a narrowed eye. Has Hiruzen finally decided to make a move, he thought. Have our forces guide the Jinchuriki to me. Secure the other 4. I will use Shisuzai, Danzo orders, and both vanish. Danzo drops his cane and removes his supposed missing right arm from his robe, revealing 3 golden locks. Hiruzen, you made a critical error, Danzo thought, starting to remove the locks. Several minutes pass and each lock hits the bridge, but footsteps echo, causing Danzo's eye to narrow. Danzo slowly turns as Naruto makes his way out of the shadows with the head of Fuu in his hand but missing his right arm. "You're arrogant to come here, boy," Danzo says. "Perhaps. Interesting tools you have. Their timing was near impeccable. I even lost an arm in the process. Anko will put those nanoscopic insects to good use," Naruto says, dropping Fuu's head and Danzo's eye narrows. Naruto cracks his knuckles but his eyes narrow seeing Danzo's right arm full of Sharingan eyes. "Sasuke would be livid to learn you possess the eyes of his clan," he says. Danzo doesn't answer and rushes toward Naruto, sending his right arm forward for a punch but Naruto blocks with his left. The blonde vampire raises his right stump and his arm reforms like a spear through Danzo's head but he fades away. "You can even regrow lost limbs," Danzo says, appearing behind Naruto but several black chains burst through him and again he fades away. Naruto shifts his gaze to another bridge and sees Danzo standing upside down. "Interesting technique and your mind is sharp too, Danzo," he says. "You can even read minds. I see heroes and will use you to get rid of me but it will be I getting rid of him," Danzo says and weaves several signs, stopping at dog. "Futen Shinku Jioku," Danzo says, breathing out several blasts of wind. Naruto dodges as the wind bullets tear through the bridge but Danzo dodges his strike, landing on the partially destroyed bridge. A loud bang echoes and Danzo gasps as a red spot forms on his chest but yet again fades away. Naruto lands on the spot with a smoking cold peacemaker in his right hand but jerks as both his arms are severed by shuriken coated in wind blades. Danzo appears with Shunshin and grabs Naruto by the throat but his severed right arm moves and fires into Danzo's face, clipping off part of his jaw. Danzo staggers back with a wide eye as Naruto rams his regrown left arm through his chest. "It is useless, boy," Danzo says, now behind Naruto but at a distance. "Naruto. I may have figured out his technique," a voice says. Danzo jerks as he now finds himself bound by rose thorns that form a tree. "I commend you for catching me in a jinjutsu but it is still a far cry from an Uchiha." "Kurenai Yuhi," he says but his brow creases. "This is not my normal jinjutsu. I found Yakumo Kurama in your clutches." "Monster," Kurenai says, emerging from the rose thorn tree. "Why do you care? You abandoned the girl out fear of her power running rampant. Tools are meant to be used, not wasting away," Danzo says. Kurenai grits her teeth as her fangs lengthen past her blood-stained lips. "You turned her in one of your mindless drones," she shouts. "Kurenai, stop," Naruto shouts but she slices off Danzo's head. Kurenai gasps as Danzo fades away. "What?" she says. "Danzo has a jutsu that allows him overcome death," Naruto says. "Futen Shinku Rinpa," Danzo shouts, cutting through both Kurenai and Naruto. Kurenai losing her right arm and deeply cutting into her chest, while Naruto's back is cut open but he grabs Kurenai and vanishes to put her on another bridge. "Futen Shinkujin," Danzo says and creates a scimitar of wind with his Akune. "I cannot keep wasting Izanagi on him. I will need to use Shisuzai," Danzo thought, seeing Naruto drop down in front of him. The blonde holds up his left arm and the hilt of a sword emerges from his arm, before slowly pulling out a guardless Chikuto from his arm. "Prepare yourself, Danzo," Naruto says and both charge one another. Danzo pulls the bandage from his right eye and aims his weapon with his left as both blades pierce their chests and out their backs. "No, boy. Become my tool," Danzo shouts, as the eye shifts to 4-point pinwheel. Several seconds tick by as Danzo looks Naruto in the eye but the blonde's face was shadowed, causing a slight smirk to form on his face but it morphs to shock. Kanji started to scroll across Danzo's body and he could feel his chakra being drained. "What?" Danzo shouts. "Ha ha ha. Your arrogance is your undoing, Danzo," Naruto says. Danzo spits up some blood with gritted teeth. "Why didn't Kodomatsukami work?" he hisses. Naruto grins wide as his eyes bleed red with black slits. "Oh, it came close but Kyuubi hates to be someone's petty," sneers and opens his mouth wide. "You tried to make me your dog. Well, your dog food," Naruto says and bites into Danzo's throat. The shadow of Konoha screams in pain as Naruto gorges on his lifeblood. "And no. Is this my end? Beaten by a petulant child," he thought. Naruto's body gurgle and slowly pulls Danzo's body into his own. I'll have to ask Tenzo on how to use the Makuten," he thought. Anko, Hana, Yugeo and Kurenai leap down with the latter still healing from her injuries. "Are you alright, Kurenai?" Naruto asks. "Yes, and I'm sorry for falling for Danzo's tactics," Kurenai says. Naruto waves his hand with a shake of his head. "It's nothing. Anything of note?" he asks. "Nope. We killed everyone here and any young children. We got them out with Clonus," Hana says. Naruto creates a dozen Clonus, sweep Danzo's office and seal off the areas he orders and all of them vanish. "Yeah. We need to work of all this adrenaline, Naruto says, and all of them grin. Time skip, next day. Naruto makes his way through the village with blue-tinted sunglasses over his eyes. Some villagers still recognize him and shoot him dark looks. The blonde is wearing blue jeans and black harness boots, a white dress shirt, black suit vest, and a long coat with 3 tails. He arrives at his destination of Ichiraku Ramen. Hello Aim. 5 miso ramen, Naruto says. Aim smiles with a nod. Dad. 5 miso, she shouts. So how are things going, Aim asks. Naruto lifts his sunglasses with a sigh. Things are well. I gotta join a genin team soon. The old man wants me to interact with people my own age, he muses. Will you be okay with your Aim asks, as Tucci brings a bowl of ramen. I should be fine, Naruto says and starts on his first bowl, then his remaining 4 in quick succession. An Anbu with the designation of Kame appears behind Naruto. Hokage-sama wishes to see you, he says, and vanishes. Naruto sighs and reaches in his suit vest to put some money on the table. See ya, Aim. Old man, he says, and slips his glasses back on, before vanishing with Shunshin. Naruto arrives at the Hokage Tower and makes his way up to Hiruzen's office, finding the older man hard at work, or rather reading a certain orange book. You wanted to see me, Gramps, Naruto says. Hiruzen quickly puts his book away and clear his throat. Yes. I take it things went well, he asks. Naruto reaches into his coat and pulls out a silver case. Opening it, he pulls out a black cigarette and lights it with a silver Zippo. It did. That bastard had a right arm full of Sharingan and cells of Lord First, Naruto starts and Hiruzen's breath hitches. Damn you, Danzo, Hiruzen whispers and beckons for Naruto to continue. He even had the eye of Shisu Uchiha, which is now mine. Along with all his knowledge, Naruto says and pulls out a scroll from a seal on his glove. Inside is all of Danzo's dealings and it runs deep, Naruto adds. Hiruzen takes the scroll with a serious look. How long before they can return to active duty, he asks. About a month or 2. I'm keeping them confined to the apartment. I know this will interfere with Kurenai taking a genin team, Naruto says, but Hiruzen waves his hand. I planned for that eventuality. Genma will take her place as sensei of Team 8 for the time being. You'll be on the newest iteration of Team 7, Hiruzen explains. The door opens as the 2 remaining elders of Konoha, Hamura Midokado and Kaharu Udatane, enter with semi-serious looks on their face. Hiruzen, we need to speak with you, Kaharu says, sending a look to Naruto. Naruto tips down his sunglasses into a bow. By your leave, Lord 30 says, excusing himself. You give that boy too much freedom, Hamura says. Hiruzen leans back in his chair but grabs his pipe. In what regard? He is a capable Anbu captain and near S-rank shinobi, he says. Putting that aside. That accursed bloodline of his, Kaharu says, and Hiruzen snorts. It is only accursed because he refuses to give it to those on the council that want it for themselves. Naruto has turned. Kurenai Yuhi, Yugeo Yuzuki, Hana Inuzuka and Anko Mitarashi. The 4 also agreed to be his wives once the council eventually calls for the Kra when I announce his full heritage, Hiruzen says. What? Kaharu says. Whether you like it or not. Naruto is the son of Minato and Kushina. I caved to the pressure of the council but no longer, Hiruzen says, and both elders say nothing as they head to the door. You should be the first to know, but Danzo is dead, Hiruzen adds, but both say nothing, their eyes widening in shock. Scene break. Naruto lands with a kick up of dust and his hands pocketed. Why do you keep coming here, Kyuubi says. Naruto makes his way towards a familiar stone throne. I was reborn here. He gave me the power to change and become powerful, he muses, blowing a stream of smoke. You picked up some of his nasty habits, Kyuubi says, and Naruto chuckles. Not like it will kill me, Naruto says, tapping some ashes. Why did you keep information from the old man, Kyuubi says. Naruto looks up at the hole from 6 years ago. I may be loyal to him but I am not completely beholden to him. If he dies in Orochimaru's ill-conceived invasion, then I'll leave and take my queens with me, he says. Konoha would not let you leave. You're the son of their beloved 4th Hokage and my jailer. They would hunt the ends of the earth, Kyuubi says. Perhaps, but I am stronger than them. I can use the 8 gates without dying. I have all of Danzo's knowledge and Konoha's dark dealings. I even have Kodomatsukami, Naruto says, and Kyuubi chuckles darkly. It's a shame I can't be freed. I would enjoy watching as this village get their comeuppance, Kyuubi says. There is a that to happen, Naruto says, and Kyuubi roars. I refuse to become a part of you, leech. No more than I am, Kyuubi roars. Naruto rubs his right ear with a smirk. Right, he says. Flashback, 2 years ago. Naruto stands before the gate of the Kyuubi and the Titanic fox glares. You intend to set me free, Kyuubi says. Naruto rolls his neck several times. Yes. I have no need for you, he says. The blood rises under Naruto and lifts him towards the seal, allowing him to start to pull it down, but a hand grabs his own. Naruto's eyes narrow as he and the man drop down in front of the gate. Fourth Hokage, Kyuubi roars. Hello father, Naruto says. Minato stares at his son but glances to Kyuubi. Naruto he starts, but the blonde punches him in the stomach, doubling Minato over. That is for choosing the village over your own son, Naruto says. Minato falls to one knee with a cough. I deserve that, but I wanted to keep the balance of the villages and I had no time to contemplate, he says, getting to his feet. Naruto sighs and glances to Kyuubi. Regardless, your actions made my life a living hell. So much I had throw away my humanity, he says. I know. I saw everything through the seal. I didn't think such a being existed, Minato says. Then thanks to becoming a vampire, I can release the Kyuubi from the seal, Naruto says. That may be true, but the Death Reaper seal links your souls. The Kyuubi would have been free the moment your heart stopped. He should have been set free but wasn't, Minato explains. Kyuubi roars in a rage with a look to Naruto. Then I am forever linked to this leech, he roars. Schrodinger's cat, Naruto says, confusing both Minato and Kyuubi. It's something I learned from becoming a vampire. It's basically saying Kyuubi is technically both dead and alive. Thanks to you splitting him in half, Naruto says. Minato frowns with a look to his son Naruto. I can't stop you from tearing off the seal, but I urge you to not to. Because you will need his power, he says, and Naruto furrows his brow. Minato reaches out and touches Naruto's head, causing a rush of memories to flow into Naruto's head. I believe this man will return and you need all the power to stop him, Minato says. Naruto clenches his left fist, but someone hugs him from behind and his breath hitches, causing him to look back. Kushina, Minato says, but sees the seal partially ripped. Naruto stays stock still as Kushina hugs him. When he partially broke the seal, my chakra manifested, she whispers. Naruto touches his mother's arm with a look to his father. My life hasn't been the best. I've suffered for years, but despite all that, I have people who care about me. I also know my parents loved and died to protect me, he whispers. Kushina sniffles softly and pulls away from Naruto with a look to Minato. Oh, our love reached him, she whispers. It did. Naruto, our time is at end, but no, we love you and are proud of you. No matter what you choose to do, Minato says and hugs Naruto. I'll make you proud, Naruto says, as Minato fades away. Naruto. I will give you something, Kushina says and touches Naruto's cheek, causing her to glow, and Naruto gasps. Goodbye, my dear child. Live well, Kushina says, and she fades away as well. End flashback. Naruto covers his eyes as red tears run down his cheeks and sniffles with a sigh and leaps out of the tomb. Naruto weaves several signs and closes the tomb, but his eyes narrow, glancing back to a kneeling net operative. She has short, straight black hair and dark eyes with translucent-looking pale skin. Have you assembled all the other operatives, Sai, Naruto says. Yes, Lord Naruto, but will Hokage-sama accept your choices, Sai says. She wears a short black and gray jacket with red straps, a high-collar midriff shirt, black pants, shinobi sandals, and gloves with her index and thumb fingers exposed. I am will be loyal to me. Gramps still needs a force like Nefer now. However, if he doesn't accept it, I will take souls as my own, Naruto says, and a clone pops to life next to him. Take this clone and indoctrinate the members, Naruto orders, and Sai nods, with both vanishing. Heh. You're quite dark, little leech, Kyuubi says. Naruto looks at the sky with a sigh. Maybe, but both light and dark is needed to survive in this world. I back, he says, and vanishes with a slight flash scene break. Anko stretches like a cat on a sofa, wearing on a pair of booty shorts and a white sports bra. She and her right arm turns completely purple. Man, this will take some getting used to, Anko muses. I agree, I can create Jinjutsu so real. I can trick someone into death, Kurina says, sitting on a love seat with a ruefully expression on her face. She wears a pair of tights and a thin sweater. Naruto did say we would gain abilities of those we devour, Hana comments, wearing shorts and a bra. I gained several new Kinjutsu styles, Yugeo says, wearing a similar outfit to Anko and cleaning her sword. Well, the good thing that's come out of this is I don't have that bastard's mark anymore, Anko says, but smirks. Well, another good thing, Anko adds, and all of them giggle. But it sucks, we'll need stay here for a while. I can't even keep the triplets around me or see my mom, Hana comments. Your bloodlust is still too strong. I don't want you accidentally killing someone, Naruto says, appearing from the floor and slips off his coat. The blonde slips off his boots and take a seat in a recliner. My clone should be finished with the remains of Naruto says. Have you told the Hokage Kurenai asks but Naruto shakes his head. Not yet but I will tell him later Naruto says. So what's his chin in thought? Not much. Transforming. Telepathy. Shappa shifting and the like. We got a month or so to do it he says and all four of them nod 1 month later. Konoha Academy. Iruka Umino head instructor of the academy looks over his notes but shifts his gaze to the current graduating class made up in part of children from great clans of Konoha. The Aburame, Akimichi, Hyuga, Inuzuka, Nara, Uchiha and Yamanaka. Alright everyone calm down Iruka starts. He has brown hair in a ponytail with a scar across the bridge of his nose, wearing the standard Konoha uniform but with a chunin flak vest. Today you become proud genin of Konoha. I have enjoyed being your teacher but the time has come for us to part. Now I will announce your respective genin cells, which is as follows. Iruka starts and goes over the first 6 team. Team 7 comprised of Rookie of the Year and Kunoichi of the Year, Sasuke Uchiha and Hinata Hyuga. Your sensei is Kakashi Hatake and Iruka says but his breath hitches. Who Iruka sensei Hinata asks. She has long dark blue hair and a hime cut and a fair complexion with her clan's signature featureless white eyes but with a lavender tint. Iruka clears his throat. Sorry. Your third teammate is Chunin Naruto Uzumaki he says and several murmur. The dope. Didn't he die or something Sasuke says. He has black eyes and spiky black hair with a blue tint, with hair framing his face. No I survived. A Jonin took pity on me and I became proper shinobi a voice says. Iruka the door and sees Naruto in the doorway with a Chunin vest on with his hitate around his neck, and Naruto he says. He is wearing black combat pants into knee-length boots, a sleeveless, dark blue uniform jacket with an white zipper and buttons on the waist. Under which a long-sleeve mesh shirt and white gloves with a dark blue palm. Good to see you Chunin Umino. I'll take my team and meet our sensei Naruto says, adjusting his sunglasses. Iruka clears his throat once again. Allow me to finish team placements he says and Naruto nods. Alright where was I? Oh teammate is comprised of Kiba Inuzuka, Sakura Hiruno and Shino Aburame. Your temporary sensei is Genma Shiranu due to the illness of Kurenai Yuhi. Team 9 and still in circulation and lastly Team 10 is comprised of Chaji Akimichi, Aino Yamanaka and Shikaku Nara. Your sensei is Asumisaro Tobi Iruka finishes. Naruto lifts his sunglasses to his forehead. Well may they go now he asks. Yes, Sasuke. Hinata follow Naruto Iruka says and the pair rise from their seats. Several of Sasuke's fangirls glare at Hinata but also Naruto for being on Sasuke's team. Why is he on Sasuke-kun's team? Sakura screeches but Iruka tells her to be quiet. Our sensei is notorious for being late but I know where he is Naruto comments, leading the pair out of the academy. Where have you been Naruto? You simply vanished 3 years ago Hinata says. Naruto tips his sunglasses down as the sun rains down on them. As I said, a Jonin took pity on me and trained me outside the village. Because of and now a Chunin he explains. HN. Then it must be easy to become a Chunin if you did Sasuke says and Naruto silently growls, baring his teeth. Perhaps. Period. You will see Naruto says, leading them to the memorial stone and there was their sensei. Kakashi Hatake turns with his silver hair oriented to right and his visible right eye turning into an eye smile. Oh it seems my team came got me he says, wearing the standard Konoha uniform. Well you're always late senpai. So I took a preemptive strike Naruto says, moving his glasses down and winking. Oh. Well let's start with introduction. I'm Kakashi Hatake. I like many things and dislike some things. My goals are something you're not ready for. Now Princess Kakashi says. Hinata Hyuga and heiress of the Hyuga clan. I like cinnamon buns. Training and my sister. I dislike fools and weakness. My goal is grow my clan's greatness Hinata says. Blondie next then Mr. brooding Kakashi says. Naruto sighs and rolls his neck. Naruto Uzumaki. Likes are vague. Dislikes too many to count and goals. Well that is none of your concern Naruto says. Sasuke Uchiha. I like things and dislike things. My goal. No. Ambition is kill a certain man and restore my clan's honor Sasuke says. Kakashi gives another eye smile. You many different goals. Well since Naruto is a Chunin, it wouldn't be valid to use the traditional Genin test. So we'll meet tomorrow at 7 he says. 7 or 10 Naruto asks. 7 Kakashi says and vanishes with Leaf Shunshin. Sasuke says nothing and leaves as Hinata stares at Naruto. You've changed Naruto. You've become paler and give off this air of a predator she says. Times change Hinata. I'm no longer the happy idiot of our group Naruto says and adjusts his glasses. I need to meet with someone. Excuse me, he says and vanishes. Hinata looks to the memorial stone with a blank look. I will find out your secrets, Naruto. You are to be my tool after all, she thought in Izuka compound. Tsume stares at the best friend and master of her daughter. How is Hana, she asks, after drinking some vodka provided by Naruto. The blonde pours himself his own drink and downs it with one gulp. Hana is good. She's finally able to be around the triplets with no issues, Naruto explains. That's good. So becoming like you is agreeable to her, Tsume asks, and Naruto slowly nods, reaching in his cargo pocket and tossing a scroll to Tsume. That is a marriage contract. I bet Gramps will announce my heritage soon. So that is preemptive move, Naruto says. Tsume opens the scroll and it was signed by Naruto and Hana. Well, looks I'll have to name Kiba as heir, she says, and he mutters a sorry, but Tsume laughs. Don't worry about it, pup. Hana always idolized Kushina, and having her marry her son forever links me with my best friend, Tsume says. I wish I would have grown up with her, Naruto muses, and Kyuubi huffs. Kushina would have killed anyone who harmed you, Tsume says, and starts on several stories about Kushina in their younger days. Naruto sits enraptured by Tsume's stories, that he doesn't notice Kiba entering with his puppy Akamaru. What the hell are you doing here, Kiba shouts. Naruto glances to see Kiba and Akamaru. Nothing, dog breath. I'm interested in a Ninken, Naruto says. How's your team assignment, pup? Tsume interjects and Kiba scoffs, ignoring Naruto. I'm stuck on a team with Sasuke's #1 fangirl and Shino. Our sensei is some guy named Genma, but temporarily as our other sensei is sick, Kiba explains. So she doesn't drain you dry, Tsume and Naruto thought. Well, I should be going, lady, Tsume, Naruto says and snaps fingers. Sorry, you too, Akamaru, he says, excusing himself, and Kiba glares at him. Naruto leaves the Inuzuka compound and makes his way to the Forest of Death, then to the northeastern sector of the forest. The blonde is in a small clearing and looks around, but a small blur slams into his leg and it is a medium-sized fox. It has gray and black fur with a little white on the tip of her tail. Naruto kneels down and ruffles her head. Hello, Tsuki, he says, and Tsuki yips a few times. Naruto pulls out a scroll of his pocket and unseals some beef jerky for her, causing her yip a few more times, and from the tree line emerged 3 small fox kits and a male fox. Oh. You're a mama now. Congrats, Naruto says. The 4 new foxes were weary of Naruto but slowly approach, with the kits going for the jerky. They must smell me on you, Kyuubi says, and Naruto mentally nods. Tsuki sits in Naruto's lap as the male watches the kits eat, but Naruto rubs his head. You'll need a name too. The kits, as and thought for a moment. How about Hoshi for star, Naruto says, and the male yips in agreement, causing Naruto to smile. Now for the kits. How about Hano for fire? Kori for and Suchi for earth, Naruto muses, and Tsuki yips, licking his cheek, and Naruto laughs. Naruto continues to play with the fox family and soon they run off, causing Naruto to look up and see Hiruzen looking down. Thanks. If people knew foxes were living here, Naruto says, and Hiruzen drops down. I know, Naruto. So tell me, when were you? Tell me some of Ne still exists, Hiruzen says, smoking his pipe. Naruto and dusts off his rear. We can use them. They are loyal to me with Shisuzai. They can do things normal Anbu can't, he says. Hiruzen thought for a moment and Naruto did indeed have a point. Alright, but I want to see them face to face. How was team placements, he says. Kakashi chose to forego the Genin exams, Naruto starts, and Hiruzen nods. Understandable. The bell test doesn't work with only 2 heroes and muses. Sasuke is arrogant. He believes becoming a Chunin is easy if someone like me can become one. Hinata is guarded and sees me as her tool, Naruto explains. Sasuke will rue that statement and Hinata's thoughts are worrying. Hayashi hasn't not been an ideal father, but for her to see you as tool, Hiruzen says. She may know my status and sees me as a means to oust her father, or I'm a bid to her freedom, Naruto comments. Keep a watch on her. Now I will call a council meeting in 2 weeks' time, but only the shinobi half. Your evidence will allow me to purge the civilian portion as well, Hiruzen says, and Naruto nods. I will have my queens ready. Will you announce things to the village, Naruto says. I will do it for the Chunin exams. Also Jiraiya will be coming as well, Hiruzen says, and Naruto frowns. He's in for a rude awakening. Regardless. What will you have me do? I can't very well participate, Naruto says. Hiruzen relights his pipe with a look to the sky. I have a plan, but I need to confirm some information first, he says, and Naruto nods, as the older man vanishes with Leaf Shunshin. Crafty old man, Kyuubi says, and Naruto scoffs, vanishing next day. Memorial Stone. Kakashi stares at the memorial stone with a rueful look on his face. Sensei, I failed your son, he whispers. The former student of the 4th Hokage often came here to lament on his failures, losing Obito, the Death Rin, Minato and Kushina, lastly the failure of protecting their son. I thought you said 7 senpai, a voice says, and Kakashi turns to see Naruto, causing him to rub the back of his neck. Maa. It's only 8. Where are you teammates? Kakashi asks. The training ground. I came here first because I dislike being awake so early, Naruto says, adjusting his sunglasses. Kakashi waves his hand to say sorry as Naruto lifts his glasses to rub his eyes. So how will this work? Lord Third said I wouldn't have to do D-ranks, Naruto says. Well, you will supervise them or a clone. We'll also do team building exercises as well. It'll be a few months before they'll be ready for a serious mission, Kakashi explains. That's fine. So how are things between you and Tenzo or Kino or whatever she calls herself now, Naruto says. Kakashi sputters a bit with a wide eye. Nothing, and she goes by Yamato now. Why, he asks. I need to go see about the Makuten. I'm curious, so let's go, senpai, Naruto says, and Kakashi narrows his eye. Go ask Lord Third, the blonde adds, as they make their way to training ground number 7. The last loyal Uchiha and princess of the Hyuga were waiting, the pair with the former glaring at both. Sorry I'm late, but Naruto came find me, Kakashi says. Hinata rises to her feet and dusts off her navy blue shorts. Naruto did say you were notoriously late, she says. Her remaining outfit consists of a light lavender, sleeveless kimono-style blouse with vertical lines, tied with a dark purple obi, fingerless arm-length gloves, thigh-high stockings and black high-heel kunoichi boots. Kakashi gives the pair a nice smile. Alright, before we take our first mission, I would like to do a friendly spar. You both will be facing Naruto. That way I can gauge your skill sets. Now Hinata, can you use the Juken without your Byakugan, he says, and the heiress nods. Alright Sasuke, you will go first, Kakashi says. Sasuke makes no sound and locks eyes with the blonde. His uniform consists of a navy blue, short-sleeve shirt with a high collar, white cargo shorts, and white arm warmers with bandages around his legs and two blue sandals. Naruto slips off his sunglasses and slips them into his vest, and rolls his neck a few times as he shifts into a loose stance. Sasuke levels a serious look to Naruto's blank look, before lowering his stance and firing off several shuriken. Naruto quickly dodges to the right, but Sasuke appears behind the blonde, forcing him to block a high spin kick. He has decent speed and maneuverability, Kakashi thought. Naruto uses the momentum of Sasuke's kick to push himself back into a skid, but Sasuke closes the gap into a flurry of strikes. Naruto blocks evenly and cleanly as Sasuke starts to get frustrated, giving Kakashi an insight in their skill sets. Naruto is goading Sasuke and forcing errors, Kakashi thought. Hinata narrows her eyes as Naruto moves with grace and inhuman fluidity. I wonder who taught him, she thought. How is the dope this strong, Sasuke thought, leaping back with a glare on his face. Naruto smirks at Sasuke, but his blue eyes widen as Sasuke spams several signs and stops at Tiger. Katen ga Kakyu no Jutsu, Sasuke declares, firing a large fireball towards Naruto. Oi, this isn't a full contact spar, Kakashi shouts, as the fireball hits Naruto. Sasuke scoffs with a look to the burning pile, but only a log remains. He's a chunin. He should be able to do that, he says, but jerks. Naruto grabs Sasuke in a rear naked choke and the last Uchiha feels the world start to dim. You're right, Naruto says, and abruptly lets Sasuke go, pushing him forward. Sasuke quickly grabs a kunai to attack Naruto, but Kakashi gets in his path. Enough. This was supposed to be a spar. Not enough on your skills, Kakashi says. Hinata. Your turn, Kakashi adds. Naruto rubs both his arms as Hinata steps forward and slips into her family's Juken. Hinata edges forward, but Naruto makes the first move with a whistling left straight, forcing Hinata to quickly parry and counter. Naruto blocks the strike with his right palm and quickly parries her left palm. Impressive, Hinata, but you seem rigid in your stance, he says, causing her eyes to narrow. Hinata unleashes a barrage of strikes with chakra exploding with each block, but she couldn't tell if his Tenketsu points were being closed. How? Thought, but gasps, feeling her center of gravity moving as Naruto moves his foot behind her leg and knocking her off balance. Hinata corrects as Naruto sends a right straight but stops at her nose. Yield, he says. That's enough, Kakashi says, and Naruto moves back. Alright, I have rough understanding. Hinata, you excel at your clan's taijutsu, but I feel you are a bit linear in your moves. Sasuke, you let your anger get the better of you. For now we'll work on your shortcomings. Now let's head to the mission hall, Kakashi adds. I'll meet you later, senpai, Naruto says and vanishes. He will not be doing missions with us, Hinata asks, as they leave the training ground. Yes, but he won't be needed for D ranks. We'll meet him later for more training, Kakashi states. Team 7 soon reached the mission hall as the Sandaime and Iruka were sitting at a desk. Team 7. Here, you first mission, Iruka says. Yes. Any particular missions, Kakashi says. Iruka looks through the missions. The more upset they got, or rather one of them got upset. Where is Naruto? Iruka says. On another mission. I have authorized Naruto to not take D ranks mission. He's handling certain things for me, Hiruzen says. Forest of Death. Naruto lands in a clearing as a female Anbu with the designation of Tiger lands behind him. Thank you for meeting with me, Tenzo. Kino, he says. Tiger removes her mask to reveal a roundish face with long brown hair and black, almond-shaped eyes. I go by Yamato now, Tiger says, with a look on her face, and Naruto looks away. Right, Yamato. Did Lord Third explain things? Naruto says. He did. Thanks to your bloodline. You acquired the Makuten from Danzo and the Sharingan, Yamato explains, and Naruto nods. The blonde closes his right eye, reveal a blue Sharingan, causing Yamato's eyes to narrow. Why is it blue? Yamato asks. My bloodline assimilated it to my body, Naruto explains, and Yamato cups her chin in thought. Well, alright. I can jutsu and your Sharingan should be able to copy it, Yamato explains, and Naruto slowly nods. Yamato starts with several signs and stops on snake, Makuten Daijurin no Jutsu, she says, creating several wooden stakes from her arm. Naruto performs the signs and recreates the same jutsu, but his tree bark were black. Interesting, Naruto comments. Indeed, Yamato says, and starts on several more jutsu. Naruto learned to use the wood locking wall, wood clone, four-pillar prison and house, tree bind, flourishing burial, and nativity of a sea of trees. It doesn't compare to Shadaime-sama, Yamato comments. Naruto rolls his neck several times. I doubt anyone could, he says, and cleans his sunglasses. So how are things with Kakashi? Naruto asks, and Yamato gives him a look. You could scare even Madara Uchiha with that face, he adds. Then do not that do not concern you, Yamato says, and Naruto raises his arms in defeat. Right, Tiger Senpai, Naruto says. It would be best to the general public. It could cause a disaster, Yamato explains, and Naruto nods. Indeed. If any of the more unscrupulous members of the council learned I or my brood possess the ability to gain bloodlines, it could reach certain years, Naruto says. Yamato slips her tiger mask back on. I would agree. See me in a month to test, she says, and vanishes, using leaf shunshin. Naruto holds up his glasses and they shift into his Anbu mask. It is not wise to spy on people, he says, slipping it on. From behind the tree emerges a young man with ash-gray hair, onyx eyes hidden behind black-rimmed circular glasses. I apologize. I was searching for herbs, the person says, but Naruto snorts. Cut the crap, Kabuto. I know who you are. You've been watching the entire time. My senses are inhuman, Naruto says, and Kabuto smirks, adjusting his glasses. Of the infamous Kyuketsuki, Kabuto says. Naruto appears behind him. No, it doesn't. I have even Danzo's memories. So he says, and Kabuto freezes, but the blonde vampire titters. Tell him everything. Anko ripping his soul apart. Run along, spy, Naruto croons and bursts into a murder of crows. Kabuto feels a bead of sweat. Eyes were hidden by his glasses. This complicates things, he thought, vanishing as well. 2 weeks later, Konoha council room. Hiruzen sits with his pipe and the council arrive, starting with the clan heads that includes Chozo Kimichi, Shikaku Nara, Inoichi Yamanaka, Tsuminazuka and Hayashi Hyuga. Hamura and Kaharu soon arrive with the Anbu commander known as Dragon, wearing the standard Anbu attire but adding a black hooded cloak with white hair visible. I call this meeting to order to discuss certain matters. Hiruzen starts. What matters? Sandaime-sama, Inoichi asks. Hiruzen looks to Hamura and Kaharu. Kyuketsuki has found evidence that Danzo was a traitor, he starts, and the room goes silent. Was Chozo asks, and Hiruzen nods. Kyuketsuki executed him and nearly all of his supposedly defunct Ne. What members remained have sworn allegiance to him and myself, Hiruzen adds. This is disconcerting. Danzo has always been a hardliner, but to betray the village he loved, Shikaku says. True. Chose to betray Konoha in a misguided bid to attain the Hokage seat, and for it he paid with his life. So will his co-conspirators once they are rooted out, Hiruzen says, and clears his throat. The next of business concerns Kyuketsuki, or you all know him as Naruto Uzumaki. Hiruzen starts and snaps his fingers, as the doors open and Naruto enters. The blonde vampire wears a pair of black trousers with 3 buttons securing some material around the knees, along with knee-length boots having a small heel. A blood-red black suit vest, having a chain pocket watch accessory, and completing the outfit with a black tie and white gloves. Shit. If Hana didn't mark him as her alpha. Hell, Naruto smiles, winking slightly, and the older woman smirks. Once the Chunin exam finals begin, I will reveal Naruto-kun's true heritage. Too long has this village dishonored his parents' sacrifice. I caved to pressure years ago, but no longer, Hiruzen says. Revealing his heritage could cause civil unrest. Perhaps easing out this information. Our enemies could use this, paint Konoha in a bad light, Kaharu says. Then let them. Konoha is not the same place my parents died for. The wake up call, Naruto says, and Hamura shoots him a look. I hate to say it, but I agree with Naruto. Minato wanted his son to be seen as a hero and how to fear. Lying to ourselves and allowing the son of our it as something not human, Inoichi says. Both Hamura and Kaharu wanted to rebuke those words, but without Danzo to back them they couldn't. Will the craw be used on him, Hayashi comments. Naruto looks to the Hyuga patriarch and snaps his fingers, as the doors open once again. Anko, Kurenai, Hana and Yugeo enter, with all of them dressed in fitted dark blue jeans that accent their legs, thighs, ass and boots with a heel. White shirts with black buttons and black ties of various lengths, completing the outfit with black high-collar coats akin to capes with red inner linings. Shikaku was the first to notice the glint in their eyes. You passed your bloodline to them, he says. Indeed I did. These 4 mates and wives. That counts as 4 of 6, Naruto explains. That's right, Lady Kushina asked us to protect her son. So we Mind, Anko starts, her eyes turning a glowing purple. Body, Hana continues, her eyes glowing as well. And Soul, Kurenai and Yugeo finish, with glowing eyes. It seems they answered your question, Hayashi-sama. Dragon comments, their voice male and female. Hiruzen coughs to steer their attention back to him. Yes. Naruto-kun is betrothed to the 4 of them and will take his position as member of the Shinobi Council, he says. We can't agree to that. He does be on the council. If you allow him, then Sasuke-sama should be on the council as well, Kaharu says. Who is a wet behind the ears genin? While I 4 wives, Naruto comments. One of my best, Dragon adds. Regardless of your feelings on the matter, Naruto-kun is now member of the council. Now, if this leaks, I will send Naruto and his Ice Queens after you, Hiruzen states, causing the 5 vampires to grin to get the point across. Hiruzen dismisses the council and tosses a photo towards Naruto of a young girl with red hair and eyes. Her name is Karin. Hiruzen starts. Naruto and looks to Hiruzen. She is Lives in Kusagakure and she is an Uzumaki. Hiruzen adds, and Naruto's eyes widen. Hiruzen light his pipe and takes a small pull. I needed to confirm the information. She is currently a civilian, but Kusa plans to draft her as a ninja, he says. If that happens, Kurenai says. Yes. I am sending Naruto as head of the Uzumaki clan to take claim over her, Hiruzen states. Is she the only one, Naruto asks. From the information she had a few years ago. Naruto, the information I learned is concerning. I need you to leave immediately. Time is of the essence. Kusa will not let becomes a ninja. Despite being allies. If Kusa tries to rebuke you, give them this, Hiruzen says, and pushes a scroll to the blonde. Naruto takes the scroll to his Anbu gear. On your orders, Lord 30 says. And guys, this is the end. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Peace.